Run your law firm the right way. This is the Maximum Lawyer Podcast. Your hosts, Jim Hacking and Tyson Mutrux. Let's partner up and maximize your firm. Welcome to the show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Saturday episode. This is Tyson Mutrux, and I want to talk today about all the books that are on your bookshelf and all the books that you're reading on a regular basis. And I want to tell you to stop it, okay? I'm going to tell you to stop buying the books. I'm going to tell you to stop reading the books, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Before I get to that, leave you on a cliffhanger there, I want you to text me. So text me. I'd love to hear from you. If you have something you want me to cover on the show, or if you have a question, shoot me a text, 314-501-9260. And if you think this is a question that other people would benefit from, I want you to do something different, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to go to MaximumLawyer.com/ask, A-S-K, and I want you to submit your question so that we can play it on air. So this is something new, fairly new that we've started, and I want to hear from you. I don't care if you're just starting out or if this is something you're considering or you've been kind of, throwing ideas around with a buddy of yours and you're thinking about, starting a partnership, or if you've been doing this for several years. I don't care. If you have a question, I would love to hear it. And my guess is that if you have a question, a lot of people have that same question. So ask it. Go to MaximumLawyer.com/ask and ask the question. Don't be afraid, please, to hear your voice on. I want to hear it so that others can benefit. The big part of Maximum Lawyer, doing this over the last 8 years has been people sharing the knowledge, sharing what they know, helping each other. So part of that is making sure that someone's out there asking questions. There's a lot of experts out there these days. And so it's one of those things where I think we need more people asking questions than answering the questions. And here's the thing. If we don't know the answer to it, we'll tell you we don't know the answer to it, but we can point you in the right direction. That way you can get your question answered, because that's what matters most. Okay, so let's get into my episode today that I want to talk about. And some of you are going to probably think I'm nuts, all right? But this is something I've been thinking about for a while. And I love reading. I love watching videos. And the videos I like to watch are things I consume that are, getting to make me better. So it could be health videos, could be working out, could be jujitsu, could be flying, but these are all things that I'm doing to get better. I watch SEO videos. I watch a lot of different things, trial techniques, but it's all me, getting better, or I read a lot and it's about improving. But I've been thinking about this lately, where what we do is, and I do it, but I know a lot of you do it too. So I'm kind of saying we do this. We will read books. We'll get some good information. We'll sometimes use that information and then we'll forget about it. We won't revisit it. Okay. We will just, okay, great. Move on with our life. Now on to the next book. Okay, great. Next book. Good techniques. Good, great. Let's use these techniques for a few months. On to the next thing, and then on to the next thing, and then on to the next thing. And we forget, or we don't utilize, it's not that we don't forget, we just don't use that information that we just consume. That's very valuable information. So what I want you to do, this is my tip and something I've been trying to focus on. I'm thinking about this for a while because I think sometimes we'll just read, it's entertaining. Okay. So we read these books, it's entertaining. We want to be able to say that we know these things, but the reality is we're not using that knowledge. So what I've been thinking about is stop reading them. Stop consuming. What you're doing is, if you're not going to use it, you're wasting the time. Okay. You're wasting the time, or just using it as entertainment. I don't know about you, but I take time to read during the day. So I actually read during the workday. So it's part of my workday is reading. And if you're not reading with a purpose, you're just wasting that time. Those are, hours, minutes, whatever that you're wasting just reading a book for. At that point, it's just entertainment. Okay. If you're not going to use it, it's just entertainment at that point, and you're wasting time that you could be working on other things that are working on your firm. So stop. And instead, what I want you to do is focus on what needs to get done. So do the work. So actually do the work. Stop procrastinating by reading or watching videos on things. Just do the work. Do what needs to get done. Okay. And when you come up against something where you need to learn something new to do the thing that you need to do, then read, or then watch the video, or then go watch a training, or go to a freaking conference. Okay. I know this maybe seem crazy to a lot of us that we like to read. I mean, here's the thing. Is this something that's going to be easiest for me? No, but I can tell you it's probably going to be better for me. Actually, I know it'll be better for me because I'll be getting more of the work done that needs to get done, as opposed to reading these books where I get a bunch of knowledge, but I'm not using most of it. Let's be honest. We're not using most of the knowledge. We would be better off getting the cliff notes. I'm not kidding. I'm not sure this is my tip, but I know it's not my tip. But we would be better off in many scenarios just reading the cliff notes. I think that those things still exist. Reading the cliff notes. And then I think there's also I heard actually there's some other app or something or website you can actually get summaries too. They're like 10-minute summaries or something. You could do that. We would be better off doing that with these books than actually wasting the time to read them. Okay. So I may get a lot of hate from this podcast episode. I'm sorry, but I might. But I'm right on this. Okay. I am. And so if you need to learn something, go learn it. And if you hear about a book, you're like, I need to know about that thing, and it will benefit you. Okay, go read that book. But then don't go read another book that's on your list just because it's on your list. Okay? Figure out the things you need to learn those things, and then do the freaking work. Go do the work. Okay? Okay, that's all I have for you. I can't wait for the text messages on this one. Well, text me 314-501-9260, 314-501-9260. And listen, you know what? If you have a comment, you can go to the MaximumLawyer.com/ask and put your comment about that too. And I'm happy. Listen, if I'm wrong, and I'll be happy to talk about it, but I'm not in this situation. But you know what? If you're an avid reader, and I'm not talking about the ones that you're doing on the weekends for leisure time, you're reading, fiction books or whatever. I'm talking about the things where you read business books all the time and you're just wasting time. Okay. Those are the ones I'm talking about. I'm not talking about your actual leisure time that you spend on the weekend where, some people are watching football games or they're watching TV, you're reading books. I'm not talking about those situations. I'm talking about the time you waste, a lot of people waste on reading business books. That's what I'm talking about. But if you want to leave me a message, go to MaximumLawyer.com/ask. Shoot me a text, 314-501-9260. Can't wait for the text on this one. But listen, I'd love to hear it. I'm okay with taking the heat, but I am wrapping things up. Until next week. Remember that consistent action is the blueprint that turns your goals into reality. What I'm talking about, this quote right here, taking action. Okay, you got to take the action instead of reading the books. Okay, take the action. All right, everybody, take care. See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Maximum Lawyer Podcast. To stay in contact with your host and to access more content, go to MaximumLawyer.com. Have a great week and catch you next time.